Hello students, I am Dr. Priyanka Thakral. Today, I bring you a learning episode in BSc Forensic Science on behalf of the content writers Dr. Vimal Rar and myself on an important unit of paper Forensic Chemistry, which is Introduction to Electro-Analytical Techniques, in which we will discuss about the types of electro-analytical techniques and its principle. We will also study about the applications and advantages of electro-analytical techniques. Let us start our episode with a look at what we are going to learn today. Table of contents. We will start with overview of electro-analytical techniques, following which we will take up classification and principle of electro-analytical techniques, and then we will move to applications of electro-analytical techniques. With this, we will finally discuss the advantages and importance of electro-analytical techniques and then conclusions. So, let us start this session with introduction. Analytical chemistry is an important division of chemical sciences which deals with the course of separation, identification and assessment of chemical constituents in the samples. Electro-analytical chemistry is that branch of analytical chemistry which includes a variety of quantitative analytical methods based upon the electrical responses of a solution of the analyte. All the electro-analytical methodologies are based on the relationship between chemistry and electricity. For instance, measurement of electrical properties like charge, current or potential and their association with chemical parameters like concentration. There are wide range of applications of electro-analytical techniques such as in industries, biomedical sciences and environmental sciences. Majority of these analytical methods deal with the study of the chemical changes initiated by electrical trigger channel of electric current and produce electrical energy from chemical reactions. Electro-analytical techniques are also referred to as electrochemical methods, as this term was invented from analysis of electron movement in oxidation and reduction reactions. Electrochemical techniques are two-dimensional in the sense that they relate to both quantitative as well as qualitative analysis. These methods are used to solve problems related to pharmaceutical industry with interest of high grade of accuracy, selectivity, sensitivity and precision. The electro-analytical methods can be classified because of electrical signals used for quantitation. The electro-analytical measurements are basically of two types, that is potentiometric and potentiostatic. Both these electrochemical techniques require at least two electrodes which are conductors and a contact medium which is electrolyte solution, and this all together forms an electrochemical cell. The electrode which responds to the analyte is referred to as the indicator or working electrode, while the other electrode is referred to as the reference electrode, which is of constant potential and is independent of the properties of solution or analyte in solution. Let us now learn about the potentiometric analytical techniques and potentiostatic analytical techniques in detail. We first begin with potentiometric techniques. Potentiometry is a classical analytical method which came into picture in 19th century. It is a static technique where the information about the sample composition is obtained from potential measurements established across the electrode solution boundary. In potentiometry, the analytical setup comprises of two electrode systems that is indicator electrode and reference electrode, which when placed together in some apparatus containing solution forms an electrochemical cell and produces certain potential value. So, this method is used to quantify the electrical potential of that solution using two electrode system. Then this potential value is related to the concentration of analytes of interest which are present in the solution. The potential of the electrode, that is the indicator electrode, depends on the concentration of ions of analytes, whereas the reference electrodes are independent of ion concentration of analytes present in the solution, as per their basic definition. The basic principle behind potentiometry is that when both reference and indicator electrodes are placed in the sample solution containing analyte, then potential difference is observed either by change of ion concentration or by adding titrant. The reference electrode potential value, however, remains stable even when it is dipped inside the sample solution. A salt bridge is used to stop the intervention of sample solution containing analyte of interest with the reference solution. The figure on your screen displays a potentiometric cell. Now, over here reference electrodes generally used are hydrogen electrode, silver chloride electrode, etc., while examples of indicator electrode include glass electrode and antimony oxide electrodes. Now, two major potentiometric analytical methods include direct potentiometry and potentiometric titrations. Starting with direct potentiometry. Here, the cell potential is determined and is associated with the activity or concentration of individual species. For direct potentiometric measurements, experimental setup requires an ion selective electrode, a reference electrode and a potential measurement device which can be a pH meter or a multi-voltmeter. The ion selective electrode is nothing but an indicator electrode which is capable of selectively measuring the activity or concentration of a particular ionic species present in analyte. Generally, these ion selective electrodes obey the equation E equals to E naught plus 2.303 RT upon ZF into log of AI, where E is the potential, Z and A refer to ionic charge and activity of that particular species, and F refers to Faraday's constant. Now, the other method is potentiometric titrations. Here, the variation in cell potential is observed as a function of the volume of the reagent added. There are four types of potentiometric titrations: redox titrations, complexometric titrations, acid base titrations and precipitation titrations. Now, with this we now move to potentiostatic techniques. These are controlled potential methods based on non-zero current situations. That means potentiostatic techniques refer to the study of charge transfer processes at electrode solution junction. Here, the potential of the electrode is used to derive an electron transfer reaction, corresponding to which the resultant current is measured. Some of the frequently employed potentiostatic techniques include coulometry. Coulometry is an electro-analytical method based on measurement of quantity of electricity required for converting the analyte quantitatively to a different oxidation state. Now, this technique basically measures the amount or quantity of matter which is converted during the electrolysis reaction by calculating the quantity of electricity produced or consumed. So, coulometry estimation is based on Faraday's law of electrolysis, that is, the quantity of electricity passing through the electrode is directly proportional to the extent of chemical reaction taking place at an electrode. In this technique, the analyte is fully reduced or oxidized at the working electrode, or in other words, the analyte completely reacts with reagent produced at the working electrode. A coulometry cell consists of a working electrode and an auxiliary electrode. So, at this point of time, let us try and understand the difference between working electrode, reference electrode and auxiliary electrode. Working electrode is the one where the reaction of interest takes place in an electrochemical system. Working electrode interacts with the analyte in such a manner that when the desired potential is applied in a controlled way, it facilitates the transfer of charge to and fro from the analyte. The working electrode is ideally the one which shows a large change in potential when a very small current is passed through it. Reference electrode. Reference electrode is the one which has a fixed and stable electrode potential. Vary when an external potential is applied at the working electrode and is also insensitive to the composition of the analyte solution. The electrodes commonly used as reference electrodes include standard hydrogen electrode, silver chloride electrode, calomel electrode, etc. And finally, auxiliary electrode. Auxiliary electrode is the one that passes all current required for balancing the current observed at the working electrode. For this auxiliary electrode often swings to the extreme edges of the solvent potential window, thereby oxidizing or reducing the solvent or supporting electrolyte. There are two commonly used coulometric measurement techniques: Potentiostatic Coulometry, that is controlled potential coulometry, and Amperometric Coulometry, which is controlled current coulometry. Now, let us start with Potentiostatic Coulometry. This is also commonly termed as bulk electrolysis, which is the technique where the working electrode is maintained at a constant potential and the current flowing through the circuit is measured. The application of the constant potential at the working electrode is maintained long enough to fully reduce or oxidize all of the analyte in a given solution. With more and more consumption of the analyte, the current also falls and approaches zero when the conversion is complete. Now, Faraday's law relates all the associated parameters such as sample mass, molecular mass and number of electrons passed during the reaction. Now, the another technique is Amperostatic Coulometry. This method is also referred to as Coulometric Titrations, which uses constant current system for accurate quantification of the concentration of the species of interest. In this method, the titrant is equivalent to the applied current. So, here the unknown species is either oxidized or reduced to a new state in the solution with the application of current. When all the unknown species are either oxidized or reduced to a new state, the working electrode potential starts to shift to the other side, and this potential shift is indicative of the endpoint of this coulometric titration. The magnitude of the applied current and the time duration of the current passage is then used to determine the concentration of the unknown species of interest in the given sample solution. Now, after this, another technique is voltammetry. Voltammetry is another important electro-analytical technique which is widely used in various analytical laboratories and various industrial processes. Here, the current measurements observed on potential variation are used to study the nature of an analyte of interest. In this technique, varying or constant amount of potential is applied to the surface of an electrode, which quantifies the current produced with the help of 3 electrode system. The variation in the potential can be carried out either stepwise or continuously, and the actual current value which is measured is a dependent variable. That is, the current value depends on the potential. So, the potential is an independent variable and current is a function of potential. This variation in potential is done in some systematic manner to cause oxidation or reduction of the analyte species at the electrode. And in conclusion, the resultant current is related to the concentration of the analyte species, or actually this resultant current is found proportional to the concentration of the electrochemical analyte species present in the sample. The voltammetric experiments are carried out in an electrochemical cell, where an electrochemical cell is composed of 3 electrodes: working electrode, counter or auxiliary electrode, and reference electrode. At working electrode, all the reactions and transfer takes place, and it is an electron conductor. In every voltammetric experiment, one of the electrode is kept at a constant potential value, which is taken as the reference electrode, and is designed in such a way that it has constant potential. For harmonizing the total charge in the electrochemical cell, counter reaction occurs at the auxiliary electrode. The concentration of the electroactive species of interest so present in the electrochemical cell changes on the surface of the working electrode by electrochemically oxidizing and reducing these species. This results in flow of mass in the direction of electrode, that is, the concentration changes, and this current flowing across the electrode solution interface is found to be directly proportional to the concentration of the analyte. In instrumentation of voltammetry, potentiostat is also included. The function of potentiostat is to execute an accurate potential and to monitor the changes in current in the system. The commonly employed voltammetric techniques include cyclic voltammetry, pulse voltammetry, and stripping voltammetry. For instance, cyclic voltammetry. This is one of the widely used voltammetric electro-analytical tool used for qualitative examination of electrochemical reaction. Cyclic voltammetry consists of linearly scanning the potential of the working electrode, and during this potential sweep, the potentiostat measures the current resulting from the applied potential, and the resulting plot of current versus potential is referred to as cyclic voltammogram. Then we have stripping voltammetry. Stripping voltammetry. Stripping analysis is a sensitive voltammetric electrochemical technique which is used for measuring trace metals. It is a two-step process. The first step is the deposition step that involves the electrolytic deposition of a small portion of that metal ion in the solution onto the working electrode, and this is then followed by stripping step, which is the measurement part, which is the dissolution of the deposit. Different types of stripping analysis techniques can be employed for analytical interpretation depending upon the nature of the deposition and measurement steps. These electro-analytical methods are very dexterous methods that offer accuracy, precision, and sensitivity with relatively low cost instrumentation and experimentation. These methods have a wide variety of applications such as in industrial applications, environmental applications, and on the drug analysis in their dosage forms, especially in biological samples. These electro-analytical methods are well known for the estimation and determination of trace chemical species in sample solutions. Most useful and commonly used electro-analytical methodologies are based on the concept of continuous applied potential variation to the electrode solution interface and measuring the resultant current as a function of this varying potential values. Number 1, determination of pharmaceutical compounds. These electro-analytical methods, especially voltammetry, have gained popularity for pharmaceutical investigations during the recent years. These electrochemical techniques are being used for the determination of pharmaceutical compounds in dosage forms such as tablets, capsules, injections and suspensions, and even in biological samples, for instance real and spiked urine samples, blood and serum, etc. A variety of pharmaceutical investigations are being analyzed by voltammetric techniques, and these include Gastro-intestinal drugs, where electrochemical oxidation of metaclopramide hydrochloride has been reported in pharmaceutical dosage forms and in biological fluids using stripping voltammetry with a Nafion modified glassy carbon electrode. The other in this category is antibiotics and antibacterial drugs. Stripping voltammetric method has been used for estimation of rafloxacin in urine samples. A voltammetric method has been evolved for determination of azithromycin in pharmaceutical samples and in biological samples. The third in this category is cardiovascular drugs, 1,4-dihydropyridine derivatives and other calcium antagonist members have been estimated by different voltammetric techniques. Cyclic voltammetry, direct current polarography, differential pulse polarography and alternating current polarography has been used to study voltammetric behavior of Ramperil, which is used for the treatment of hypertension, especially to persons with heart problems. The next in this category is anesthetic drugs. Stripping voltammetry determination has been proposed for estimation of methohexital sodium in pure pharmaceutical dosage form, urine and human serum samples. Similarly, vitamins, water soluble vitamins have been estimated by voltammetry. Thiamine, which is vitamin B1, can also be determined using different voltammetric methods. Determination of ascorbic acid in aqueous solution using modified carbon paste electrode is known. This method has been applied for direct estimation of vitamin C in pharmaceutical tablets and in different types of fruit juices. Now, let us see the other application for the determination of trace metals. Modern electroanalytical techniques are highly sensitive and have a broad scope. Different electroanalytical methods, especially voltammetric analysis, are widely used for estimation of trace metals in environment, industry and in biological samples. Starting with industrial samples, again stripping voltammetric procedure has been used for estimating uranium. A procedure for determination of lead in paints is also known. Stripping voltammetry for estimating trace amounts of copper, cadmium, lead and zinc ions in white cane sugar has been proposed. Trace amounts of zinc, cadmium and lead in refined beet sugar by again stripping voltammetry has been estimated. Now, let us look at biological samples. Stripping voltammetric procedure for determination of trace amounts of aluminium in food is known. Concentrations of heavy metals such as lead, cadmium, copper, zinc in +2 state have also been determined in air particulates, diet and children's blood residing using again voltammetric procedures. The procedure for determination of zinc +2 in human eye tissues is also known. And finally, environmental samples. Again over here, voltammetric determination of 8 elements, that is cadmium, lead, copper, zinc, cobalt, nickel, chromium and molybdenum in soil and indoor airborne particulate matter in samples has been examined and optimized. The electroanalytical techniques have advantages over other analytical techniques and tools available. These techniques are energy efficient, as these processes require lower temperatures than their equivalent non-electroanalytical counterparts. Electroanalytical techniques are also proficient of producing extremely low detection limits. These techniques are highly sensitive as the detection at very low concentration are not just limited to determining the total concentration of element, but are also used for determining various oxidation states of an element in solution. In addition, one of the most important benefits of these electroanalytical techniques is that they are cheap, that is of low cost. Voltammetric methods have made valuable contributions to trace elements specification because they combine the requirements of accuracy and sensitivity. The sensitivity of electroanalytical techniques is sufficiently high. Voltammetry coupled with different separation methods such as HPLC, flow injection and capillary electrophoresis enhances the analytical assessment procedures for complex mixtures in different compounds. Turbid and colored solutions, which are a problem with other methods, can be easily analyzed using electroanalytical procedures. Only small volumes of samples are required and necessary for electroanalytical estimations. Modern voltammetry also continues to be a potent tool used by various kinds of chemists interested in studying oxidation and reduction process in various media, adsorption processes on surfaces and electron transfer mechanism at chemically modified electrode surfaces. These methods combine low maintenance costs with high sensitivity and selectivity, permitting easy determination of low levels of analytes without prior treatments of the samples. These methods have been developed for various cations, anions and organic molecules. The short analysis time in these techniques make it very attractive for routine determination of analytes in different samples. Quantitative analysis of pharmaceutical compounds, estimation of concentration of metal ions present in water levels of parts per billion, determination of redox potential, estimation of analytes eluted in high performance liquid chromatography, estimation of number of electrons present in a redox reaction, estimation of thermodynamic properties of species, to study the process of adsorption on the surface, quantitative analysis of inorganic and organic compounds in non-aqueous and aqueous medium. These techniques are used in gunshot residue analysis. It is also used in electrochemical sensing of drugs. Analytical chemistry is an important division of chemical sciences which deals with the course of separation, identification and assessment of chemical constituents present in the samples. Electro-analytical chemistry is that branch of analytical chemistry which includes a variety of quantitative analytical methods based upon the electrical responses of a solution of the analyte. All the electroanalytical methodologies are based on the relationship between chemistry and electricity. For instance, measurement of electrical properties such as charge, current or potential and their association with chemical parameters like concentration. There are a wide range of applications of electroanalytical techniques in the field of industries, biomedical sciences and environmental sciences.